Hello everybody, I'm Shaun Cumston, the associate broker here at Sterling Realty in Sarasota, Florida. And I'm here today to discuss a question that I am asked all the time. Is the housing market headed for another bubble? And I want to put a disclaimer out there and let you know that I do not have a crystal ball. But what we're going to try and do is give you a glimpse through my eyes and get you to see things the way I do. To do that, we're going to have to take a little leap back in time here and go back to the last housing bust that we had. And the main catalyst for that housing bust was bad paper. The mortgage industry was running rampant, writing loans to people who they should not be writing loans to. That in turn created that entire housing bubble. If you looked at people with the median salary getting 4 or 5 loans to go buy investment properties, when that bubble hit, they got stuck with those and eventually had to give those back to the bank. Property values continued to drop, and anybody who took a 3-1 or a 5-1 ARM on their primary residence, when that 3 to 5 year ARM ran out, the interest rates went up. They had already borrowed more than they should have anyway, because it was an interest only loan. They could no longer afford that payment, and they had to give the houses back. That went on for years, and it took a while to purge that out of the system, and we finally have done that. We have seen a big drop in foreclosures. I'm on the auction site almost every day, and I can tell you that there's about 1/10 of the properties, 2-3 years ago on that auction site. If we look at today's market, it will not be the same catalyst if we see a bubble. The notes out there are solid. Everyone's pre-approved. The lenders are much more strict. There's a lot of cash buyers out there right now, so there's good money out there. So it won't be the same thing that causes it. In my personal opinion, I don't think we are headed for a housing bubble. I think we are seeing finally a stretch here where we're seeing healthy growth, slow growth, which is what we want to see, something healthy to sustainable. We saw a little flurry a few years back, and that was just because we were undervalued. We were catching back up to where we should be. Some people realized that, and we had a big flurry of purchasing a couple years ago that everybody looked at and said, here we go again, here's another housing bubble. But that's not the case. It's a completely different scenario. If there's one thing out there that could cause a minor housing bubble, would be interest rates. If the rates go up too high, and we're not talking about a quarter, a half, or full, it'd have to be pretty significant. But if the interest rates got out of control, it would affect the housing market. But I don't think that's going to happen. All right, I think we're in a steady growth for the next couple of years. I'm not seeing any signs that would scare me to say we're going to see a housing bubble. If anything, we're in probably one of the healthiest markets in the last 16 years that I've seen. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.